Okay, so we've got a couple of jobs to slot in. They're both Uniden sets. So we have an Audioline 340, isn't it, the small one? And the first problem is I can't accept that with no fuse. There'll be capacitors to change in here if it hasn't already been done. Now this is a farm who are a regular customer. I think we've got one mic and two sets, and it's a mic we've supplied. So that might have a fault on it, and we have had the other radio in before, so let's hope it's something different. I don't want to have sets that repeatedly go wrong, do we? Even though these are 40 years old now. I think we're going to be taking all the lids off because it's going to have capacitors changed. I don't think we've seen this one, and we certainly wouldn't let one go which has got a dodgy power lead and no fuse. I mean, we supply these power leads amongst loads of people supply Uniden power leads, so there isn't really much of an excuse not to have one. Certainly not one with no fuse in it. I'll get Mr. Chippie to put some tags on, because if that's how they're connecting it, well, I don't want to inconvenience them when they get it back. This customer always sends a bag of sweets as well. Right. Okay, so no capacitors have ever been changed. So I'm going to power it up because we're going to need to change 470, 470, 220 and 220. Those can short the those two can short out the amplifier, and those two can short out the power supply. You end up with that one would be no display and no phase lock loop operation. So these would kill the amplifier. Well, the MB371, they're about £19. So the last thing you want is to kill that amplifier chip by not changing a couple of 50 pence capacitors. So that's what we'll do. Initially, we'll run with this bit of power lead. No, we won't, because there's no damage to the squocket, so we may as well plug in a brand new power lead, which I've put on this bench. Oh, I did. I don't need the CyberNet test mic. Just pulled a brand new one out of stock. So we'll do it. At least we don't have to change the socket. So we'll run with this. Especially if we can clever enough to plug it in. Right. That's power it up. Well, blow me, it's still got a display on it. So before we change the capacitors, we'll just do a test, and then we'll see what's up with it. I think these people are Leicestershire as well. It's all happening in Leicestershire. Market Harbour around there. Okay, so we'll plug their mic in, which I think belongs to the other set. Go to channel 20. Better plug in. Do these have PA? No, we'll plug the test gear in. I think you've got to have an earth on these, but we'll find out, won't we? Could be a floating chassis, but there might not be. It sounds like it. Get ourselves an earth. Alright, we've got no audio. Unless my earth isn't on. My earth isn't on. My earth isn't on either end. Right. So good start. I've put that in a place where I'm going to knock it off, aren't I? Right, we're going to transmit. Just put picture in picture on so you can see what I'm seeing. Is that picture in picture? No, that is. Main meter, 3 watt range. Helps if you put the aerial in. By aerial I mean the test equipment into the aerial socket. We can hear the signal generator on whatever frequency it is coming on to receive, so the radio is actually receiving. We've got not a lot. I think we must be on low power. We are. It's 3 watts. If I go to the bigger scale, this is 2.9. So 3 watts on channel 20. 3 watts on channel 40. I nearly put 40 then. And a bit more. 3.2 watts on channel 1. Looks like they run on 27. Go to channel 20. And it's 777 milliamps. And low power is 220 milliwatts. Deviation on this test set, for what that's worth, while is actually about 2.7, if that's to be believed. We'll check the VCO. I'll have to get the realistic service manual for that. And we've had the test gear on for about an hour, so we're safe to look at. There's nothing you do about the frequency. There's no adjustment. It's one of the things I really don't like about these sets. But it's still high, so that's all right. 27, 79149. So there we go. There's no adjustment. So receive, we will set to that 2779. So I'll put it about 144. So obviously we don't put the signal generator quite on frequency. We need it to match what the radio's on. Otherwise we could end up tuning the receiver lopsided. Okay, so having done that, let's see where our receive is. Put a bit more volume on. And these are nothing like as sensitive as Cybernet. and this is absolutely fine for a Uniden, 0.66. I think this is why they get less, got a good reputation for bleed over, because they're deafer. 0.5. Just not quite 1. Squelch, wrong one. So I want it to be 100 microvolts. Let's put this attenuator, I don't know if you can see it between the wires. So we're on 3 at the moment. 10, 30, 100, 300, 1 millivolt. Oh, it comes in at 9.5 millivolts. At least it comes in. See whether we can see what the bottom end is. So signal generator to standby, set threshold on the radio. The signal generator is parked at 0.3 of a microvolt. We switch it back on. It's 1 microvolt. I think we need better than that. 1 microvolt is okay, just. Right. When we key up, what does the meter say? In high power, that is. It's supposed to be in the sense of the red zone. It reads low, but the power is low. Meter lamp works, switches work, doesn't have PA, sockets work, potentiometers work. Meter on receive was 100 microvolts to equate to S9 in the UK, and it's a bit generous. It's a lot generous. It is 23 microvolts. Soon sort that out, and the mic works. I haven't tested the speaker yet. Right. Just quickly see if I've got a service manual on here. Yes. Oh, we've got a Planet 2000, which is a yellow meter. I can't wait to get my teeth into that. But we've got a customer's Planet 2000, the colour of which meter I don't know yet, because I've not opened the box. That's going to be our next set from the gentleman with who's the farming and trucking business in Leicestershire. A boxed Planet 2000, but what colour will his meter be? Well, I'll tell you what, if his isn't the yellow meter, we'll do our yellow meter immediately and we'll compare, because there's this urban myth that the yellow meter sets are better. Well, it's a load of codswallop, but we're going to prove it and put that to bed once and for all. Right. Mind you, they'd rather believe myths, wouldn't they, than look at test instruments. So, here goes. Test equipment to whatever. When I can find what we've done with the meter, it's up there. I'll just turn that down for now. So we need to locate test point 1. We need the radio on channel 40. I'll just borrow this earth back, because I'm going to need it for my meter, with it being a floating earth on this set. And test point 1 is, when I put another 18 pairs of glasses on, it is there's a wire with no, it's going to be that one. It's going to be that one. But I'm going to prove it. Test point 1. We're looking at realistic 2001, which is what this equates to. The bigger one's the realistic 2000. The test point 1 is resistor 52, 56, 50. Got the capacitor there. That's resistor 49, that's resistor 52. So on channel 40 we should have 3.5 volts. Oh, he's going to end up with channels dropping out. So channel 40, test point 1 and 3.5 volts. Now that's still sealed, so we're going to unseal that. And get 3.5 volts. Oh, that's as near as I want it. We're just going to check on channel 1 that it's actually in lock, which it is. So that's that fixed. Now, the receive, you do L18 with an oscilloscope on test point 3. I'm not going to do that because it's a working set. So if we had a set, if this was being manufactured and it was, because it's all new and all out of alignment, you'd need to do this with the oscilloscope on test point 3. But we're going to come back to it, and we're going to do it with these, because it's the receive, we're going to do it with the SINAD meter. So there we go. Just, there have you do receive first. I think that's bonkers. But just check where we are. I think that could be transmit and not receive on these. So transmit, it is, go back to my alignment, 16, 15, 14, 13, and then L12, L10, that's going to be L12, L10, and it's L10, that one, which we adjust for 4 watts. So, channel 20, get rid of the meter, it's a 3 watt scale, and here goes channel 20. So we're now just beyond, but I can see my peak, so we'll just change ranges. Centre of the peak, that was spot on. Everything so far has been spot on apart from the VCO. I'd like it to do 3.5 watts. They are capable of doing 4 usually. .1. There we've got 4. Good. I'll tell you what, when he gets this back, as long as his aerial's not faulty, he's going to be astonished. Channel 40, 3.9 watts, channel 1, 4 and a tiny smithing. So 3.9 watts, 4 watts, 4.01. Right. So we may as well do the power meter. Back to channel 20. Let's see what the power meter now says. It's still not in the correct position, so we will do that. Which one is it? RF meter is that one. Centre of the red zone. Power consumption is now 971 milliamps. Isn't this absolutely so efficient? You know, half the current of a modern set. 971 milliamps. The meter's now correct. And low power is low power is where? So where is the low power preset? Squelch. Oh, it's going to be that one, isn't it? This one that says low power on it. Right, so now we're going to change the capacitors because those two could affect the receive. So we'll just disconnect this. Disconnect, I'll take the power off. We'll disconnect this. The trouble is, you know, no grommet in that, and although it hasn't chafed through, you've got the potential that it's going to chafe through, and it's going to short something to ground, isn't it? Which isn't negative on these. So, proper power lead, and Bob's your uncle. I did have an Aunt Fanny. She was a great aunt who lived in the United States. So Fanny's your aunt, as they say. Yes, she was a great aunt. And she ended her days, I think she was in California, and it was something like Sunset Rest Home. It really sounds like you're not coming out of there, doesn't it? Right, let's get these capacitors changed. I mean, so far this isn't a faulty set. It certainly needed servicing. So I hope he hasn't got some aerial malfunction. Usually people kind of wouldn't complain about a radio working as well as this was. But he will be astonished when he gets it back. As long as his aerial's not knackered. I've not got the test thing. It's in our chapel doing the region tone record player at the moment. Just do this one. Do that one. Yep. There are other capacitors can play up, but they haven't done on this, so I'm not just going round willy-nilly doing a recap. Very rare you see a Uniden still working with the original capacitors in these positions. And if it's working like it is, they need changing immediately. You could say, in comparison to other sets, these were rubbish capacitors. But hey, they're 40 years old, aren't they? So they might have been rubbish, but they've done 40 years. Right, I will go and get some of the highest quality Nikon ones we have. Right, so I hope the farm's got an SWR meter to check those aerials. So, positive. Just check that that's true. Yes. I think we'll solder these in one at a time. Good. I found about 2 inches of solder there. Where's that? Is that all we've got on this bench? We also got this glue which possibly could go hydroscopic, so something you don't want underneath those parts. Okay, that's that one. Somebody's not unsoldered that properly. Who could that be? Okay, we've got another sliver of solder on this bench. Yeah, we have. I know there isn't a reel on here. A few years ago I bought 10 reels of solder to get the price break, because that stuff's 45 quid a reel. And I only know where 2 of the reels are. Right, that's those done. We'll get back to tuning this. So we want the SINAD meter plugging into the extension speaker once again. So that goes there. We're going to want an earth on that. I said before why we've taken the earth off, because of some of the new sets with balanced amplifier arrangement. So you put anything on and it shorts out. You put the test equipment into the earth, and you put the extension speaker to earth, and it shorts out the amplifier. More improvements for new sets. Have any of you ever been and had a? I used to go to. I do go to Aldi. I used to enjoy a particular cake they did, chocolate Swiss roll or something like that, and then they did new improved. And it was vile. Does new improved actually mean new improved profit? Is that what it means? I've lost his microphone. Where is that? It's absolutely exactly where it should have been. Right, set back on. Still says S9. Transmit. Right. It's actually doing a bit more power now. Should have done the capacitors first. That's better. Check the other channels. Channel 40, 3.95 watts. Channel 1, 4.01. I'm not altering the paperwork. Right. So we'll now go to receive. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Six. Well, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, yeah, 6. That's the detector. So we'll do detector first. We'll go to the oscilloscope. Oh, are we in black and white again? Oscilloscope is on camera 3. Very, very tiny adjustment. Turn the squelch down. Let's do the front end. Over to the SINAD meter. Bit less signal. Gained a bit there. That was spot on. That was spot on. That was spot on. Check these IFs, and as usual I'm going to look at the front meter, the oscilloscope and the SINAD meter at the same time. I need to be able to see this meter move, so I need to move its sensitivity such that I can see it move. So we need to upset the meter. Yeah, meter will be going boo hoo hoo, I'm upset. So on maximum sensitivity I can now see that move. Right. This is so that I make sure I'm on the right peak. It's all gone quiet. I think they were spot on. Right, let's see what our new sensitivity. This is going into transmit, so it's not the radio, is it? This is why they've sent the mic in. Of course, we don't do mic repairs. Oh, you know what? It looks really nicely done there. We were about to see what our result was. 12 dB SINAD is 0.61. 10 dB SINAD .51. We're between scales again. Yeah. 0.95. Squelch to full. Show the attenuator. 3, 10, 30. I want it to come into 100. It isn't doing, so let's get that adjusted. It's there somewhere. It's that one. Okay, it doesn't want to come in at that. Okay, well, can't get the squelch to be much better. Best I can get out of it is 4.5 millivolts. Trouble is I don't remember one set to another. I mean, that's alright, it opens sometimes, doesn't it? That's at maximum squelch sensitivity. Let's see where we are at the other end. So parked at 0.3, squelch to threshold, signal generator back on. It's coming in at 0.85. So that's a better squelch range. I need to reset the meter, 100 microvolts on the thing. Just do that. Signal meter. S9. So what can happen is some of these coils can touch the chassis. Put the mic in, now it's loose. You know what, I wonder if the bottom screw is touching. I've slackened this off to get it out. I wonder if that is touching. Okay, so I've rewired the microphone and we'll do the deviation next. So I'm going to plug into the test set behind. Microphone was playing up. You saw me take the board out and made sure components are pushed away from any chassis section, and I've cleaned the bottom right end of the board with isopropyl alcohol. I'll just check the deviation. What? It's too high, it's 4. Who does these things? How many channels do they want it to transmit on? Wall. That's it. Let's go back to the other test set. See what it says on the other test set. Put the appropriate camera on. It's camera 1. It would be if it did anything. Whoa, look, he's lying today. So there we are done. And you will see that's nice and clean now. So I'm going to leave it on test for a couple of hours and then we'll put it back together. Okay, so it's been on test for about 90 minutes. So I'll put the lids back on. It's in very nice condition. I won't put the manual far because we've got the bigger Uniden set from them next job. So capacitors, service, realignment, clean the board, change the resistor and sort the mic out. And remember to give them the wing nuts back. We had a teacher at school we called Wing Nut. I bet you all had a teacher at school you called Wing Nut. I tell you what, school was a very long time ago. Good. Mr. Chippie put his socks on today and he discovered that there was a wasp in his sock. And the wasp was cross about him putting his foot in his sock. Now Mr. Chippie's foot hurts. Right, substitute the test speaker, the test equipment, or put it on the aerial. Plug in the mic, and we don't need to use the test mic, it's exactly the same kind of thing we'd be using. I'm sure we supplied that, but not with this radio. It would have been with the other one that's come in. I thought we'd do this one first because I think actually the other one's just going to be a service, because I think this was the problem. I think this mic was on the other radio, and it's this mic that had the problem rather than the radio. So we'll just go through that and do a quick service. Right. Let's go to high power. 100, Roger. It's about 1 o'clock, then I was out of bed yet. Well, I think he's going to be chuffed with that, doing 4 watts instead of 3. So thank you for watching the Audioline 340 Uniden made radio. Quick capacitor change of those important ones that need changing, mic repair, and that's it. Thanks for watching.